In 2014 and 2015, Rashida Strobers was recognized by very few for the attacks that she was doing on Kendrick Lamar because of his choice of fiance. She was a light-skinned woman. Rashida had a problem with this. She called for the boycott of all Kendrick Lamar's music and continued on this topic for about a year and a half. Remember this? This was a woman that Kendrick Lamar was dating since high school, way before he was famous. Only 4 years later, Miss Rashida Strobers gets on a show called Star in the Morning and says this. She says she has a light-skinned boyfriend and she is much happier now. Today we're going to review the hypocrisy of Rashida Strobers, the do what I say, not what I do, dark-skinned activist. This here following is a video, a 2014 video that states proof that Rashida Strobers brought dark skin to the internet and social media. But there's a problem with this video. Let's take a quick listen.
Where I played 5 characters of distinct women and their experiences with dark skin. I was having fun. I was enjoying myself. I was living my dream. But the attackers came on. So I had to take them back to school and get scholarly on them to prove that what I'm saying is actually, you might watch me and you might enjoy it, you might be laughing and you might think this is fun, but what I'm saying is grounded in scholarly facts. And what I presented today is just a very small inkling of the studies that are out there. And I always tell people, you don't have to take my word for it, you can research. I mean, the internet is free, you can go to the library, and you can find out what I'm saying is true, okay? There's a historical bias towards dark skin.
So there you have it. That's just a little piece of the hypocrisy of Rashida Strobers claiming to have created the topics that she speaks about. In this video, she clearly states where she got her information. The studies are out there. Look it up. It's free. It's in the libraries. It's on the internet. But she speaks about it, and she says she's the only one to ever speak about it. She's the first. In that video, she clearly states it's on the internet. It's in the libraries. This is something I've always said. So that's just some more hypocrisy on Rashida Strobers. But wait, there's more. Check this out.
To 2000, around 2000, 99, 2000, when I read Nina Simone's book, I Put a Spell on You. And I never forgot the impact that that book made on me. And especially the impact of the main thing, y'all already know what I'm finna say. The main thing is Nina Simone being this beautiful, dark-skinned woman with the big lips, the big nose, in terms of, now this stuff is beautiful to me. Don't get it twisted. Don't twist my words. Just being this absolutely stunningly black, natural, classical, African-looking, dark-skinned woman. And it just took me back to this chick, recently, this chick, Zoe Saldana, I think that's her name. Looking at this picture, and I had enough time to stand in line in Walgreens because the lady was taking a long time to do whatever they was doing. So I was there for about a good 5-6 minutes looking through the magazine and just looking at this picture and just reflecting back on reading about Nina Simone's life story and her book, I Put a Spell on You, which I recommend that everybody read. If you really love Nina Simone, you need to read that book. And, you know, just again, the picture that was in Essence magazine, I got my scarf on, and Nina Simone, the originator, she had the scarf on, and she's just sitting there in 1967 just in all her beautiful classical blackness, the authenticity, the realness, the honesty, the rawness, the brilliance that she is. And I think about this movie, this biopic that they had, and I know, you know what I'm saying, that was discussed a while ago, but I don't care. Like I said, any least little thing could trigger me. And I'm thinking how disrespectful of the legacy of a beautiful dark-skinned woman. I mean, a woman that looks authentically black, all the way black, dark skin. And y'all gotta get this, y'all gotta see this picture. Authentically black. The features that people would sit and say is not beautiful. And I'm looking at this picture of her, and I'm seeing, like I said, her big, beautiful, broad nose, because it's absolutely stunning to me. And I'm looking at her big, broad lips, and her face and her cheekbones, and thinking back when I read her book, I Put a Spell on You, and she didn't go into it in detail in terms of what I would call the darkism that she faced, but she faced it. And just to have a woman that is not even dark-skinned play her is absolute disrespect. It is the highest form of disrespect.
So this is what Rashida Strobers is talking about. Here's a picture of the actress Zoe and Nina Simone. And following is a picture of Zoe playing Nina Simone. And there's a lot of hypocrisy on Rashida's part on this issue as well. It kills me that Rashida Strobers finds it so disgusting that any light-skinned woman who plays a dark-skinned role is an ultimate disrespect. When Rashida herself played a role as a light-skinned woman, she in the late 90s, she had a little part on Forensic Files. Rashida Strobers, you didn't have a problem playing a light-skinned black woman. So why the hypocrisy on light-skinned women playing dark roles? Like I said, Rashida says, do what I say, not what I do. But wait, there's more. This picture posted here is just one of the hypocrisies of Rashida Strobers. We all know Rashida Strobers says she's the only one. Nobody online or on social media or movies or shows, for that fact, would be doing colorism talk, which she switched to darkism if it wasn't for her. So this picture here, this is 3 years ago. Rashida, I made a video on Rashida being a plagiarizer and using other people's content. She couldn't take it anymore, so she sent me this text on my video. She said, I published multiple books and I have continuously said that I've learned from other scholars. That is what scholars do, learn from other scholars. I never said anywhere that I was published by a publishing company. I published all my own books. I never said I wrote a book in 1998. Show me where I said that. So that's just another hypocrisy. For someone who says everybody copies her and they're copying her, she's on here telling me I get material from other people. More hypocrisy, of course. What we're looking at right now is a picture of Wallace Henry Thurman. He was an American novelist. He was active during the Harlem Renaissance when Rashida wasn't even born. He wrote a lot of essays, worked as an editor, and was a publisher of short-lived newspaper and literary journals. He is also the man who wrote the book, The Blacker the Berry. The Blacker the Berry is a book written in 1929, written by Wallace Thurman. This story follows the journey of a young black woman with dark skin named Emma Lou, who is from Boise, Idaho. And the book follows Emma Lou in her journey to college at USC and moved to Harlem, New York City during the Harlem Renaissance. The novel explores Emmylou's experience with colorism, discrimination by lighter-skinned African Americans due to her dark skin. But she learns to come to terms with her skin color in order to find satisfaction in her life. Now, people, does this story sound familiar? Of course it does. It's straight out of Rashida Strobers' mouth. But according to Rashida, it's sort of equated to her. So this is where the famous quote, "the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice," actually came from, because of Wallace Thurman's novel, "The Blacker the Berry," a novel of Negro life, written and published in 1929. Before I was born, before Rashida was born, published online in the 60s. It was online, it was on social media when social media first came out, before Rashida even thought about getting on social media. But wait, there's more. As much as we listen to Rashida Strober babble on about nobody would be doing colorism or darkism from 1998 on ever in the world if it wasn't for her, it's ridiculous. So you're looking now at a picture of an author named Alice Walker. This is the actual Alice Walker. Look familiar? You think Rashida Strober is trying to mimic her image as well with the hair and all that stuff? Anyway, Alice Walker wrote many books. One of her books, "In Search of Our Mother's Gardens," is an essay that appeared in her 1983 book. 1983, Rashida. In Search of Our Mother's Gardens, Walker defines colorism as a prejudicial or preferential treatment of same-race people based solely on their color. Light skin preference had been common practice in the black community for generations, but Walker gave it a name and marked it colorism. Rashida stole it and calls it darkism. Same shit, different name. Another topic that Rashida has stolen from Alice Walker, and it was talked about before Alice Walker as well, but I'm just going to use Alice Walker, is female genital mutilation and the sexual blinding of a woman. Rashida has talked about this, that this goes on in Africa. Well, in 1993, Alice Walker wrote Warrior Marks. This is a book she co-wrote with Pratibha Parmar, and it's about the female genital mutilations and the sexual blinding of women to keep them down. Rashida acted like this was hers. She never gave credit to anybody about the story. So that's another one that Rashida has taken. Actors and comedians back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s also got in on the colorism and the racism. We got Dick Gregory, the actor, comedian, who came out with this book. They call it the Bible of that word. In this book, he speaks of the same thing. He speaks of racism. He speaks of colorism. Back in the 60s when this book was first published. And it's been republished online since. Before me and before Rashida and before YouTube. So, to say that she was the only one, nobody would be talking about it until she came out, it's ridiculous. But wait, I still have more.
Everything you've done to me, I've already done to you.
I'm for black
I wonder where that came from. I wonder who wrote that. Of course, it was this woman. The woman Rashida wants to clone, Alice Walker. And who can remember this little ditty? Yes, School Days, y'all. When did School Days come out? Did it come out after 1998? No, it did not. School Days came out in 1988. And before School Days, Spike Lee has been talking about colorism and dark skin, light skin so much before that movie that it actually made him make that movie. So another claim by Rashida Strobers down the drain. Let's have a little look.
The word is excuse me.
Nobody told you to stand in the hall either. Excuse me.
That's better, Miss Thing.
It's not real.
You heard. It ain't even real.
You wish you had hair like this.
Girl, you know you weren't even born with blue eyes.
That's right. Blue contact lenses. They're just jealous.
Right.
Jealous. Rachel, I've been watching you look at Julie. You're not slick.
If that was true, he wasn't much to look at.
Tell me.
Kick your Benny, Barbie doll, hi yellow heifer,
Tar baby. Want to be white, jigaboo.
don't start.
We're gonna.
How about a little Jungle Fever? Was that after 1998? No, 1991. Check it out.
What the fuck are you doing here? Huh? How'd you find out this address? What, cybersecurity too? She's white. No shit. Yeah, she's white. She got any money? Real wrong money? No, she doesn't have any money. She's a temp. A secretary? You mean to say my little brother got him a old babe who ain't got no money? What about you? Man. Gator's complex, man. And see, me, myself, personally, I would have opted for some money and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I got to give you some down. She look good. See, most brothers with white bitches, 9 out of 10, they don't never have them no penthouse pet. Most brothers be having them an outhouse pet. A dog, flies, fleas. See, but that don't work for the white boy, see. If a sister's on his arm, I guarantee you she be slamming. Boom, pow. All right. What is it that you want? You sure she ain't got no money? She could be fronting, you know what I'm saying? Perpetrating on the green. She Jewish, right? No, she's Italian. Oh, shit.
These are only a few excerpts of authors and celebrities and directors who have in fact been discussing colorism, dark on dark racism, which this woman has changed it to call it darkism, have always existed before Rashida Strobers even came onto the scene. I mean, look how much she copies Alice Walker's works, like crazy. She even copies Alice Walker's look. I mean, look at the pictures. It's almost, I don't know, it just seems like she's trying to even look like Alice Walker. I think that's where she got her whole look from. So, you know, people, do your research. Don't let somebody sucker you in and get your money and cheat you and tell you they created shit. When, if you look it up online from Rashida's own mouth, she says it herself. It's online. It's on social media. At the same time, she's saying nobody's done it until she started doing it. And you saw that in that video snips. I just want to say, the thing is, the internet was first established January 1st, 1983. The first social media platform was started in 1997 It was a site called 6 Degrees. It was what Facebook would have been, you know, back then, today. In that year, in '83, Rashida Strobers was like 3 or 4. I was probably about 15 years old. Spike Lee was 23 years old. Oprah was 27 years old. I mean, Alice Walker was probably about 40 then. And just these are the few people that I can mention right off the back that were on social media in that time when social media actually first came out, when the internet was first established. I myself, I didn't have a computer. But Rashida Strobers' main argument when defending these claims is that they didn't say the word darkism. No, they didn't say the word darkism. You used the word darkism. You slapped it right on top of darkism so you can say you created something. But in fact, you created nothing. Nothing. There's so many books and authors and people on social media that I didn't mention because there are too many. And Rashida knows this. Rashida knows this and she uses it. She's read the books. She even said, oh, The Black of the Berry, I was the first one to read it online. And it's like, oh my God. The Black of the Berry, 1929. Posted first on social media in 1984. It's delusions of grandeur are out there. And I hope this was inquisitive to you people on YouTube. I hope you learned something, and I hope you learn that research. As Rashida said in her video in 2014, you don't have to take my word for it. Just look online. It's all over. It's in libraries. It's on social media. From her lips. So this goes to show you where she gets her content from and where she's gotten her content from. But she comes out and uses it and says, I'm the first to ever talk about this platform. There would be no movies, there would be no shows, there would be no TV shows if it wasn't for me talking about it. But then I just showed you all the stuff that existed. Some of it in the 60s. So, Eddie Barrios from the Bronx. I don't know. Peace out, y'all.